children are very precious creatures, and we all, I'm sure, need to have their safety, their security, their well-being first and foremost in our minds, and that is what lies at the very basis of Canadian policy.
The government says it's keeping a close eye on the family separation policy, as some question whether this country's agreement to send asylum seekers back to the U.S. can still hold. The Safe Third Country Agreement is based on the idea that the two nations treat asylum seekers in similar ways. But the U.S. is separating families and detaining children at a time when Canada's government has been moving to end the practice. Last November, Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale issued a directive ordering the Canada Border Services Agency to put the best interests of the child first. Hannah Gross of the University of Toronto's Faculty of Law wrote the report that called for an end to child detention in this country.
We see children developing anxiety disorders, depression, even suicidal ideation, and even after they spend only brief periods of time in detention or separated from their parents.
For now, Canada still considers the U.S. a safe third country.
As some of these changes are taking effect, we will see the impact that they have on due process, on appeal rights, on the ability for asylum seekers to actually make a claim.
But refugee lawyers say Ottawa needs to suspend the agreement now and stop sending migrants to a country that has policies Canada considers harmful to children.
Canada, regardless of the short-term political consequences, needs to step up and stand for the basic principles and values that we've always stood for.
The Safe Third Country Agreement only applies at official border posts. So to avoid being sent back, people enter Canada at unofficial crossings like Quebec's Roxham Road. Ending the agreement might annoy the Trump administration, but it would also mean that asylum seekers could go back to entering Canada through regular border crossings. Evan Dyer, CBC News, Ottawa.
You heard Evan mention the Safe Third Country Agreement. Well, the Government of Canada says that agreement can only be agreed to with a country that respects human rights and offers a high degree of protection to asylum seekers. The United States is the only country that Canada has designated under those terms.